Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Inside. Let's continue. We're in the middle of this booming puzzle where every time it booms you get your body exploded. So what I want to do is not be exposed to that side of the foreground. So boom, and then we kind of want to wait. Now we want to run. And I think that was it for the booming puzzle. We're at another one of these lights, which is weird because these like fluorescent halogen lights, um, they don't even really connect with the rest of the world. We don't see these kinds of lights. The chair I see in the foreground, we haven't been seeing chairs up until this point. Um, that section definitely took longer than I thought it was going to, and we've got music playing, implying to me that we have succeeded. We may be like 5 minutes away from ending the game. I don't think so though. There's one cable broken here. Yeah, I suspect that there would be something more. Interesting, he was able to open the elevator door without any assistance. Music fades out, so down we go, another abandoned, decrepit facility. And I think this is just straight up a cutscene. I would be fairly shocked if it turned out that this is the end of the game. He does seem like he's definitely getting a more skill as far as catching his breath. This boy, he used to drown a lot faster. And I think when it's not a cutscene, he does drown a lot faster. That's a cheap way for many game developers to ensure that the player can't go too far, is just have them drown and then surround the boundaries of every level with water. So maybe we'll see the mermaid monster come back. Yeah, it definitely would be weird though if that was just the halfway point of this game, because that would mean this game is got a lot more content than I probably would want it to have. I'm a little surprised we haven't seen one of those elevator platforms, which those elevator platforms are kind of imaginative and creative. Um, see, or in a B facility, I guess. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, how could we get there? I think we may just have to rush. We'll try this. Yeah, I'm half surprised that we haven't seen one of these elevators shoot you all the way up and then get you stabbed through a spike in the ceiling. That would make a lot of sense to me. Otherwise, I mean, it seems like you could get to the surface in time. But I don't think the game wants you to get to the surface. I think they want you to consider this to be a reset point because you have the halogen lights again. Okay. We see a switch here. There's something back here. Oh, that's weird. You can get back here, but I can't see what's back there. I can't push these platforms or these boxes. One, two, three, four, five. I guess it was just swing and move fast. And then that resets you. We're back in a facility. Or a different kind of facility. 3 in the background. And then you have this oddly brightly lit orange stairs, which seems weird. Yeah. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if the game ended in the next 5 minutes. I wouldn't be surprised if the game drags on and takes us to a whole nother act. Since no story really has been told, if it was to start to tell a story, I could see a lot of players appreciating that. As a critic, I think I would have to say it's probably too little too late. Several hours into gameplay. Okay. If we did this, I don't get it. Okay, I guess we're going up higher. Okay. So we need this one to start first, then this one. To do that. Okay. And I think the generators inside these boxes, although I can't really tell, it's just too incredibly dark. I probably should turn the lights off in the room I'm recording in. That would probably make it a lot easier. So here we have another long-haired mermaid-like character. Although this one seems to be maybe more dead or in stasis. And that's number 3 from the looks of it. So we've seen 2. And now we're seeing 3. But as far as our interactions with these long-haired mermaid-like creatures, they seem to want to kill me. much like everything else. So best case scenario, I'm just going to be afraid of them and cautious around them. And you have to get this jump to work on the first try, or you will fall to your death. This might very well be a case where the game would be better off making it a little bit easier or cheating on your behalf to make sure the jump does work. Yeah, there is definitely an alternate version of this game that could have existed where you would have almost certainly never died and you would have felt like a very great player going through an interesting story. Can't push it. Nope. Unfortunately, that's not what really has happened here. Maybe you need the upward momentum as it's still moving upward. I've died probably a dozen times now, and it just makes me feel like I'm a somewhat goofy, awkward player. And, yeah, those have been speed bumps to any appreciation of this visual story they're telling. Not that there really is too much that they are saying as far as this visual story. We just keep going from the left to the right and running into either puzzles or enemies. Now we're going down in the water, and seems like that person is gonna chase after us and try and pull us downward and drown us. And they seem to be connected to some machinery, so they get woken up, as it were. And so once you start to run out of air, you need to work your way up. And off we go. And back up another rope we go. Although this one, I think I can just climb all the way up. So the question would become, is this light patch a patch of safety? So I can go and check for any more generators, or will I have to start over and do the whole thing over again? There is something on the other side of that screen, but I don't believe I'm supposed to go there quite yet. Which it's fairly obvious that this game is not doing the best job, really, as far as telling you how you're supposed to solve things or where you're supposed to go. You're not seeing other characters run and jump and do certain jumps to tell you that's what's supposed to happen, or not even seeing like animals or fish to tell you that's what's supposed to happen. Alright. Well, I made it, although I question whether I should have made that. That oddly felt like the game may have helped me too much. And I wasn't expecting it still to be there. So, didn't prepare for that one. So the game is teaching me anytime I see a black and white line. I should jump and swim as fast as possible. Let's see what this button does. This doesn't feel like helping. That doesn't feel like helping at all. Is this some kind of shortcut? Another light spot. Feels like a checkpoint. So if there was a crate or something, we could connect to this chain. Maybe that would make some sense. Like if that went that way to distract the mermaid, maybe that would make some sense. And that opens that door, but I mean that closes that door. So that's part of the solution. Okay. My thought would be maybe you hit this. Maybe you come down to the bottom part of this. And maybe you are just supposed to swing back and forth, getting as much momentum as possible until the light comes on, and then jumping. No way. No way you're getting through that door. You barely get to the switch in time. And there's nothing floating in the water that looks like something you could hook. We are at the very top here. We can't climb any higher. We were more in the center, we're not going to get more momentum. What would be another thing we could do? Why would we need to go this direction in the first place if we were going to go backwards? Like, if you were going to go here, and that was going to lead to getting up to this, and if we were going to go this way, there's just nothing here. Does seem oddly random how long they decide to show you drowning or being drowned. Like there's just nothing in the plane of existence that I'm interacting with. There's stuff in the foreground, stuff in the background, certainly, but let's seems to be it. Like, okay. So that is now maybe the trick is to swing as much as possible and see if we can get so far away from him that it doesn't recognize that you're there. Then maybe we're supposed to go down this way. Hmm. It almost seems like that would make sense. Shut the door on him. Or her, whatever. I'll just stick with him. As far as his mermaid. Why not? Yeah. If we can't shut the door on them that way, then run back and see if we can shut the door on them the other way. Because that's about the only thing that makes sense. Is this is not too different from what we did with the dogs. Yeah, in the water you're a very poor swimmer, obviously. So, staying out of the water definitely makes a lot of sense. Unless I'm supposed to be tapping like the A button over and over again. Which maybe I am. Then that gets you downward. When really, I think you're not supposed to touch the water at all. I think you're supposed to land directly on the ground on the swings. And then this is supposed to be the first input. But I'm trying to press both buttons, both X and Y, which would be the buttons I would think would close the door, and it doesn't seem like it's closing the door. So this may not really have to do with the door being closed as much as it may have to do with So you could drag your feet. Would dragging your feet help? You may just have to use a walkthrough, because I'm confused as to what I'm supposed to be doing here. I'm gonna try and gain some momentum in the middle here and see if that's enough. Okay. So now what? Hmm. Yeah, I'm just gonna look up the answer. Um, because I am confused. Certainly here, and here my phone's about to die because the battery's low. So, 1 second, let me plug it in. Let's see. Now, inside 03 swim puzzle would be what I would call it. Hmm. Hmm. See how to solve every puzzle and walk through the woods, the farms. Okay. Well, we may, looking at this, only be halfway through. Hmm. Hmm. Climb the chain and activate the button. This will move the chain to the left and back again as the chain moves left. Inch down towards the bottom, dipping your toes in the water will attract the character. At the leftmost spot, dip into the water to get the creature away from you. Then climb back up the chain and as it takes you back to the platform. Oh, okay. So, a little bit too creative of a solution for a game that really hasn't laid the foundations of that. I did notice that dragging your toes caught the attention of the creature. But there really should have been some example we saw of some other character really doing that. Alright. So the trick was not to swing, which honestly, if you had just had a solid rod there instead of a chain, that would have informed the player that no, you're not supposed to swing, and no, you're not supposed to jump back to the platform on the left, and no, you're not supposed to try and do something else with it. Um, if anything, it should have potentially been a ladder that moved back and forth with just a couple of rungs where you could go up a little bit, go up one step, or go down one step. So we've laid the foundation now. The idea it would be that now we should have enough time to make it through this and be safe. And thank goodness that I didn't waste a lot of time trying to figure that out myself, because I really wouldn't have appreciated spending another 10-20 minutes trying to figure out that solution to that puzzle. Hmm. Okay. And this is much more of just a simplistic puzzle. Yep. It's not asking us to avoid any monsters, it's just asking us to have some falling action of swinging and jumping. Does feel like there's a secret generator under there, though. So, how could I reach a secret generator that was under there? Yeah. If it was going to be down here, it would have to be like way, way down here. And there's just nothing down here. Hmm. Hmm. And this might be a good point also where a inability to climb all the way to the top might have been helpful to have as an option. That way you know for a fact that you are supposed to swing. Feel like if you see it, then you probably should be able to reach it after the point you saw it. So it would be very weird if the entrance to the generator was right next to the doorway we just came through. And then this is just taking more and more time, this game. I am frankly shocked that it's as long as it is. Definitely does feel like it's stretching for length. Okay. It must be something in the ground that opens to get to that generator. There's just no way they hang down, though. Maybe that is just... Maybe there's not actually a generator there under that vent. That might be the case also. Well, I will say, after that frustrating little difficulty spike, that could have been a prime example of where a percentage of players would just rage quit the game. We still really have gotten no real story other than a visual escape narrative, and getting just stuck like I did to find the solution was not fun. Thank goodness we live in a modern world where you can very quickly just Google a walkthrough, and the walkthrough will just tell you the answer to almost any game, unless you're playing it brand new. So I don't end up having to rage quit, but yeah, that was not a fun experience. That wasted a couple more minutes, and it does now inform my experience, certainly, in that I know I'm only halfway through with the game when I was thinking I might be 5 minutes away from the game. Anyways, it's been another 30 minutes, so that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.